the Jerick McKinnon. So 3rd and 4. Mahomes tries to run it. We don't get it. Everyone's saying online that Jerick McKinnon was open in the flat. Mahomes choosing to run it up the middle. Poor decision. But forget that aspect of it. Would you have gone for it in 4th and 4? Or would you have rolled out Butker? Because that's kind of the thing everyone's talking about. Why would you kick a 55-yard field goal with Butker? Because if you miss it, Burrow and them have been driving down the field on us all game. You're kind of putting yourself in that predicament. You give themselves good field position. So what do you think about that decision?
I mean, they had to measure it for whatever. I would have went for it. Personally, I would have went for it. Just for the simple fact who we have on offense, I would have trusted the guys to get it, to make the first down. But Butker he's a good kicker. So I don't think anything wrong with the decision in itself. Because you would have tied it up with some time, so to force them at least to try to do something on offense. They got the ball back, of course, after the kickoff. But personally, I would have went for it. But that's me. But when you have a strong kicker like Butker, why not? So I'm not faulting it. The decision in itself. So that's how I look at it.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say this. They 100. I know it's revisionist history. I know that it's easy to. Of course they should have went for it because Butker missed the field goal. But here's the thing: even if Butker makes the field goal, do we really have confidence with how? I think it was 3.5 minutes left in the game. Did we really have confidence that the Chiefs' defense was going to make a stop against the Bengals on that next drive? Because I didn't. Because they didn't. Because he missed the field goal and they didn't stop. And they had a 3rd and 11 to stop them, and they didn't do it. So you need to take the game in control. You need to take it in your hands and control that game. Because Tony Romo mentioned it. I think there was 5.5 minutes left when he mentioned it. He said the Chiefs have an ability here with the way they've been running the ball. They can run that clock down all the way past the 2-minute warning, and Joe Burrow never sees the ball again, and they can score a touchdown in the red zone. That was still very much in play. And I know Patrick Mahomes was hobbling a little bit. Maybe that was why Andy Reid decided to take the field goal, because he didn't know the extent of maybe he was actually injured or not, because he was walking towards the sideline. You didn't see Patrick waving them off and saying, no, we got it, because I would like to believe if Patrick was waving them off, Andy would have given him a play call. But it was a very strange sequence of events, because I do naturally believe that when you have the greatest quarterback in the world, an offense that is more capable of converting 4th and shorts, they should have went for that and not given Joe Burrow another opportunity to go out there and win the game, even if they were to sink that 55-yard field goal. So I'm right in line with JD on that one, man. Like I said, that's one of the 55 different things I'm just absolutely frustrated about how the Chiefs came out and played in this game tonight, because the execution could not have been more mediocre and bad in so many different areas, given the fact of how big and pivotal this game was for the Chiefs.
Well, I'll tell you what. And this is why I say when you're making a decision like this, you're hoping, okay, and this is what you're looking at, honestly, with a defense that was so tonight, and I'll kind of talk about that. You're hoping, if you do tie it up, you're hoping your defense look, okay, they tied it up, they put it in a situation we had to get a stop. You're hoping your defense does that. And it just made it a little bit more difficult, because when you have 3:15 and then you're down by that amount of time, it's a different feel than it is if you're tied up and it's, you got 3 minutes, 15 seconds. That way, because you kick a deep one, you start on the 25 as opposed to, you give them the ball to them almost at, in midfield. It's a different thing. So that's, as a coach, you always want to believe that your guys are going to step up when they need to. And so that was the thing. They weren't able to do it. But I'm as a coach and as a player, I'm always going to put my guys out there on the field to make plays, period. So I'm always going to trust my guys. It's just how it works. And the thing is, it's a good place to be, because it's just not – this is the long game here, right? We got to think about the long game as far as how you deal with things. You don't want to lose confidence in your guys and say, we don't trust these guys at all, right? We don't trust them. You have to give the defense at least a chance to make up for what they weren't able to do. So that's just how it is. It's a mindset. It's a mentality. And so sometimes it is I got to give confidence, and some belief that these guys are going to go out there and make the plays.
I do hope that Mahomes' injury, because this is one thing I read online too, is We went for the field goal. Maybe that wasn't our number one choice there because Mahomes was dinged up after he got that shoestring tackle. He was limping around. Maybe we would have gone for it. Mahomes wasn't limping around. I mean, that was a pretty bad limp. He was laboring a good amount on that.
My boy called me. We was on the phone with each other when he called me. He's a Cincinnati Bengals fan, man. We played ball together, EKU, running back, man. He was just like, man, what are you going to do with your guy? He's over here and said, look, man, as long as that joker got his arm, I ain't worried about his legs. I'm all right with that. He can make every throw you want to. He said, are you gonna wheel him out like they did Eddie Murphy in Trading Places? I don't know if y'all feel old for that. But we have to. If they had to pick him up like they did Brian Leftwich down the field, that's what they will do. As long as PM15 still got that cannon on him, he's all good, baby. He's all good. So
hey, we saw the second coming of Patrick Mahomes. Caleb Williams on Friday night play that whole second half with one leg. I mean, if he could do it, Pat could definitely do it.
Absolutely, no doubt. Dunkins, man, I don't know who's this said, man. Hey, it's good seeing you and your little comments out here, and everybody else too. The Bengal fans say, "Look, great game. Hope we'll see you later." Okay, let me put it that way.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get podcasts.